YouTube, welcome back. We are in for a pull session with Alex on the camera today. It's been a while since we filmed with Alex, so I'm looking forward to producing a full workout session today for you. We're 4 weeks out this weekend, actually as of today. So yeah, I mean, 4 weeks out, it's exciting. It's crazy how this entire prep has kind of flown by. I guess one of the common questions at this point, and one that my client actually asked me the other day when I was training with him, it's like, how do you feel? And honestly, I feel blessed. You know, I feel blessed to be in this position where I genuinely get to do something that I just love every day. You know, and that's not just training, but it's like I love the cardio, I love the steps, I love what I do as a job. You know, I love producing content. Genuinely. So yeah, I just feel really good. I feel blessed to be in this position. This is a position that I've cultivated over many, many years. I was having that same conversation with a client about like where he's at in life. You know, he's a little bit younger than me and he's not got the perfect bodybuilding routine, but he wants it. And I always find that the people that want that perfect routine and they want, like, you know, to go to bed at the same time, wake at the same time, and have that like meticulous bodybuilding lifestyle, like Jay Cutler says, you live in the box, right? That boxy lifestyle that you enjoy and you love, you can't just click a finger and get it. You have to earn that. You know, that takes many, many, many years of hard work and effort to pull yourself into a spot where you have a business that can fulfill you from a financial perspective. And to allow that to happen, it doesn't just land on a plate. It really doesn't. So, but yeah, like I said, I feel blessed to be in this position. Really excited for the next 4 weeks. I think in the next 2, we should be wrapped up with fat loss, maybe 2.5 weeks. I'm in a really good kind of setup at the moment where I'm refeeding quite regularly on my upper body days. So I'm push and pull. Those 2 days are higher calorie all the time. And my body is just responding phenomenally at this stage. Right now I'm about a pound heavier than I was on stage in 2021 with more muscle. So for sure, the leanest I've ever been in my entire life. And for sure I will be the leanest I've ever been in my entire life this year. I'm confident that what I bring to the first show will be a very good start to the season. Do I think it will be absolute 100%? I don't know. I hope that it will be one of the best looks because I want to present one of my best looks of the season on UK soil in front of a lot of friends, family and clients. But I'd be lying if I said that there'll probably be some tweaks to the peak that I'll be able to make to be better 3 weeks after at the World Championships in Spain. Submitted my posing music as of this morning, so that's locked in. Posing routine is ready. It's nothing, it's not like it's not a rough diesel routine. It's not a Terrence routine. It's okay. It will do. I'm not the world's best poser. I'm not going to pretend to be, but I do my best. And it's a song that, this is advice for picking your posing music. Pick something that makes you feel passionate. Pick something that makes you feel amped up and excited. And that's exactly what that song does for me. So I'm excited to present that. Logbook is ready. 10-minute walk has been done to get my head in the game and focus. Body weight is down, what is it? Yeah, it's down about just over a pound since 5 days ago when I ran this rotation. I run the same pull rotation every 5 days now. Why? The volume is perfect. The recovery is perfect. And I'm actually almost creeping up some of these numbers, which is surprising, but in a way not surprising because I've been able to obviously drive up my calories a little bit on these days while still losing more body weight and body fat. So I've been able to kind of like negate some of the performance drop-offs in my upper body, which is an area that's ready. You know, fat loss is done in my upper body. So to protect the muscle, I've been bumping the calories up on these days, especially carbohydrates. So I think that's all that I want to update you guys on. I don't want to waste too much of my defib related energy on talking. We're going to get into the session. I will talk where I feel appropriate. If not, we're just going to get after it and Alex will do his magic. MBW International, 25 weeks out now. If you're looking for a bodybuilding show to enter, you're from anywhere in the world, check it out. It's going to be an absolutely phenomenal show. World Bodybuilding Summit got announced pretty much before this video will come out, that I'm going to be there. That's in late October 25th in Rome, Italy. Definitely check that out if you want to come to an amazing bodybuilding event. That's all my talking done for now. Let's crack on. Okay, so kicking off the session with 2 sets, Nautilus pull down. 2 sets is all we need today. 2 sets is likely, if you execute this very well, again, all that you probably need. Unless you're trying to really bring up your lats, you might creep up to 3 sets on a unilateral movement. I honestly think unilateral movement, spending half an hour doing 3 sets, you may as well, if you need 3 sets for your lats, I'd honestly say just go for something probably bilateral, just to make up that volume, because otherwise you're going to be spending so long on this machine. And I guarantee you, part of the problem will be you not being able to mentally tap into 3 high quality sets. So it's going to be better off you taking 2 high quality sets than 3 iffy ones, because you're aware of the fact that you're going to have to spend half an hour on this piece. Again, individual preference, but 2 sets all out for me does the job. Lats are woken up and ready to rock. This is a stage where the logbook really does matter. I can't come in and just pump weights around. You know, never can I do that, because I don't do that. I love the logbook. But a lot of people ditch the logbook at this point in prep. They're like, oh, I'm 4 weeks out, it doesn't matter. Of course it matters. It absolutely matters. Like now, your strength retention, your performance retention, your accuracy retention, all of that stuff matters even more than ever, because your likelihood of actually saying goodbye to some of the hard-earned tissue is the highest when you're leanest. So don't ditch that logbook. Don't ditch your awareness of what you're doing, whether that's filming your sets, whether that's with your training partner, whether that's with your work ethic. Don't ditch that. Nice. Hey, up 1. Okay, yes. This is what happens when I film with Alex. I end up filming the whole YouTube session on my phone. Right, so the 2 sets that I do here, I do the same load. So the first set falls about, well, today is 11, and then the second set will fall down 2 or 3 reps or so. That just makes the sets really efficient. Why? I'm not changing the weight. I'm coming in, I'm knowing exactly what weight I'm using across the 2 sets, not faffing around with it. And at the same time, both of the sets fall into a rep range that is appropriate for the movement, rather than trying to do like a 4 to 6 rep set on a pull down. I just don't think that has a place, especially right now, you know. Maybe in the off season, having a bit of fun, but right now, 8 to 12 reps, perfect.
easy for you. Strong, stable, strong, stable. Let's fucking go. Yes, sir. Little chat in between the two RDL sets. That was my feeder set, 165 for a pretty comfortable 12. Again, I've been doing the feeder set before I do anything substantially heavy because it's just safe. I explained this in my most recent video on MBW. So if you're not a member there, go check it out. And that felt awesome. So now I've got a green light to go into my heavy set and fucking smash it. So I'm gonna take 5-10 minutes, as long as I need, load up the bar, get ready for the heavy set, see if there's anything by looking back at my clip that I could do better. That's why I recommend filming your training. If you can film in your gym, you should. Why? Imagine you're in any other sport. Imagine driving a Formula 1 car around the track and having no data on what you did. No data to compare to your teammate. No data to compare to the other drivers. Where are they braking later? Where are they taking more corner entry speed? Where are they exiting quicker? So if you're the type of person that says, oh, filming your training is stupid or over complicated, you're literally just behind. Simple. Sorry. This takes no effort and my gym allows it. If your gym doesn't allow it, fair enough. Wow, my hamstring here. Certainly, absolutely smoked. Another thing that I want to add is do not let your calories or your expenditure or even your body composition dictate how you approach some of your sets mentally. Because a lot of people will think, oh, I'm doing X amount of cardio, I'm doing X amount of steps. Surely I'm not going to be as strong. If you go in with that mindset, that's 100% going to happen. You're going to drop strength. But if you go in with the mindset of like, why can't I be as strong? View it as a challenge. View it as a possibility to be like, I'm going to beat that version of myself that was like 5 days ago, 10 days ago. And I guarantee you're possible. But what is possible is far beyond your expectations. So as we load up the bar for the top set, let's have a moment to think about movement proficiency. So building skill with a specific exercise is certainly something that you want to have in your toolbox for a contest prep. Because if you've built skill with a movement that can also retain a lot of muscle, like the RDL can retain a lot of the posterior chain muscle, and you're not trying to build that skill in a prep with a new movement, like something really new, you're going to have a much greater chance of productive performance. You look at anyone that has held a lot of muscle in a contest prep and they post their training on Instagram, scroll through, it's likely the same stuff just on repeat. More of the same, right? Look at any top pro, unless they're like, I don't know, genetically gifted to the moon, it's the same stuff. Become proficient with your movements. The more proficient you are, the more skilled you are, the better those movements are going to be able to hold whilst you're in stage condition. It's the strongest I've ever been at this style of hip hinge, at this body composition ever. And it's largely down to time with the exercise. Comment below if you're like this. I'd be really interested to hear if anyone has the same weird thing that I have. But when I'm deciding a load for like a set like this, sometimes I like the power of chance to kind of confirm my decision making. So these pins all have like random weights on them, right? If I'm going up by a 2.5 and I can't see it within my vicinity, within like my radius, I'm like, I shouldn't do it. I know that that's really fucked up. And I don't know whether anyone else will be with me on that one. But if there is someone out there that's like that, please let me know. Because it's a weird thing. If I see it and it's close, I'm like, let's go. That makes no sense. But maybe it's just like, I believe in signs. Let's fucking hope that the signs today were good, because all of the weights that I needed were right there. So it could just be my lucky day, huh? So set 1 was actually 2.5 kilos up on the last session and match straps. Set 2, I'm gonna go for another 2.5 kilo, not a side, but 2.5 kilo total. So last time I got 192.5 for 5. This I take really fucking slow. Sorry for the swearing. Really fucking slow, because yeah, it's the heavier like 5-6 repper stuff. You just have to be really smart with at this stage. Don't get me wrong, I could do 2 sets, 8 to 12. But right now it's still when it feels safe to do so, I'm gonna do it. So today I'm gonna do it. Next week, in 5 days time, might be a different story. But I firmly believe that doing some stuff, when you can do it safely in the lower rep range, to hold on to, sounds bro sciencey, but to hold on to the density, the thickness, the 3D-ness. You know, look at even an IFBB example, a Haddy, you know, a Haddy, 3D Haddy, a Dorian, yeah. These guys, thick, dense, well-muscled, yes, they built it all, but they constantly do quite heavy stuff all the way in the lead up into the competition, obviously within the parameters of safety. So that's what we're trying to do here. God, I'm gonna get called out for that, like pretending I'm the natural Haddy. No, that's not what I'm saying. Okay, let's go. Yes, yes. Easy, come on. Stable, strong. Let's go. Hup. Okay. Not too shabby, eh? Ah! Fuck yes. Just to hold 195 pounds, 195 kilos in my hands at, what was I this morning, like 70-ish kilos is cool. So, yeah. All right, for me, big inspirations for this kind of training and holding on to strength and being strong, even when you're peeled. Probably my first, like, biggest inspiration for that was actually Corin Ingman, Jordan Peters' partner, because she used to compete at, like, which is mind-blowing. She used to compete completely peeled, about similar weight, like low 70s, and used to be so strong. And she just looked like someone who trained their absolute arse off. And that's when I started to really think, unless you're genetically completely gifted and you want to stand out, you better be doing stuff that not many other people are doing, that isn't normal. because that's how you don't look normal on stage, is don't do normal stuff. And I still don't get it, because a lot of people come in here and just do normal stuff and expect to look not normal. Bottom line, it's like, what do you expect to look like? You know, like chase what you actually want. What do you want to look like? You know, I respect. Not everyone can do this style of training. You might be carrying injuries or problems, but I've had my problems, but I've found ways to work around them and still get after it. Find a way to do the not normal stuff. So next exercise, barbell rows, 2 sets, just with 120, nothing silly. Nothing like the 180 rows that I did in the off season. I think Alex has probably got some footage of those. He maybe can dig it up. But yeah, so we'll be doing just 2 straight sets. Again, these are probably full 8 to 10 rep range. And I do stay definitely a little bit more strict with these. Well, for me strict, for you, especially YouTube, these will not be strict, because the YouTube comment section is, wow, I appreciate everyone that watches, but there's people that just comment negatively for just for the purpose of commenting negatively. I don't see what it brings to the table. So yeah, and everyone expects that in this day and age that if your form's not perfect, your form's complete shit. So just realize that there is a middle ground, and there is form that works for certain individuals, and this form works perfectly fine for me. So yeah, stricter for me, a little bit less body English, a little bit more focus on elbow drive. Let's get after it. You know what, I can't pull that face unless I am looking at something that gives me that reaction. I can't like do it just, yeah, I can't. Okay, I look like I'm having a problem, which wouldn't be surprised with my training style. This is CNS explosion. Too much axial fatigue. Carbs are still intra. Well, today's a little bit of a higher day of food, like I said, so they would definitely be in, but even on my lower days of food, which are nowhere near as low as they went in 2021, I can say that for nothing, been able to diet on a lot higher food this time as a result of taking my time and having an appropriate timeline. But yeah, 25 carbs still in the intra. I drink these by probably, I'd say 2/3 of the way into the session. Maybe a little bit earlier, just because they're actually helping fuel the session rather than chugging them at the end. It kind of makes no sense. And then I have my EAAs, essential amino acids, as my protein serving at the end of my workout, because there is normally quite a gap at the end between posing, maybe some beds, doing a bit of steps, and then driving home before I have my post-workout meal. So it acts as like a protein feeding between my pre and my post. It fills that gap. Let's get it. Yep. Ah, yes. Woo. You'll see me use a lot of self-talk, because obviously when I'm in my set, even if Loz is here, which she is today, but we don't train together at the moment. We haven't for a long time. Not that I need someone shouting at me, because I don't, but for me, self-talk is so powerful. Like, when I get into a set, I might feel small, weak, fragile, but fuck all of those words. They're horrible. I don't want them even in my vocabulary, let alone my mind. So I tell myself when I approach the bar, strong, stable. It's like if you wake up before, on the day of, like, let's say you're going to a job interview, right? You wake up that day of a job interview and you tell yourself, you look in the mirror and you tell yourself, I'm stupid. I'm not good enough for this. You gonna go and get that job? Probably not. But if you tell yourself in the mirror, I'm like intelligent, I'm gonna be a valued person in that company or that business, you're probably gonna smash the interview. You're gonna impress the hell out of them. Self-confidence and belief in yourself is one of those things that you have to work for and you have to instill. And if you instill that as an athlete and as a person, I can guarantee you that you will see a lot of success in your life, and as an athlete you'll progress more. So give it a shot. You'll see many, many people at the top of their game with good self-confidence. We all go through periods when we're not 100% there. That's normal. There's ups and downs, but most of the time, let this lead the way positively. Yep. The song that was carrying me through the RDLs and the rows today was Duck Shoot from The Crown. Probably one of the best soundtracks I've ever heard. The whole album is fire. Fun fact, very fun fact. Yesterday, I trained with a client. When I train with clients, I often ask them a lot about themselves, especially if they're new, which this guy kind of is. I ask them a lot about how they grew up, their parents, their family. People might think, oh, why? The more I know about my athletes, the better. The more I know about them that they're willing to share, the more I can understand them. The best thing you can have as a coach is an understanding of your people. The best employers, because you've got to view it as like, I'm not employing them, but imagine I'm their boss in a way, right? The best employers will understand their staff. So the more you understand them, the more you create a level. I like to think of almost like coaching as like a flat management structure. So it's not like me, client, it's me, clients, flat. So it's like the communication is back and forth, it's not down. Yeah? People who understand business will understand that flat structure. Anyway, to the point. I asked him what his parents did, and he gave me the coolest answer I have ever received. His parents were the lead cello and lead violin for Hans Zimmer. For all of like his most famous soundtracks. And I was like, you're joking, like you're joking, man. Is that no? Wow. That's cool as fuck. That's so cool. So yeah, I was like, oh man, like, if you can get me any like VIP stuff. Anyone will know, anyone that knows me will know that like Hans, classical music, soundtracks, stuff like that, that's my gig. That is my gig. I love that stuff. So yeah, we've got basically 4 exercises left. The bulk of the session is done here and it's working nicely. So 4 exercises left. You do not want to miss the MBW video that came out from this session about 10 days ago. It's got a set of rows that I didn't plan on doing.
Full intensity, full effort.
Okay.
Then instead of racking it,
Yep.
Right point, keep wrapped on. And then, boom. I'm not bothered about the neck.
Pen lays off the floor.
Fucking plastic.
Okay.
Down, 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 one more, drive. Yeah.
Don't ever say no to Jay. You'll fucking learn the hard way if you say no. But Jay, who is one of the hardest guys. He's like a Goggins mentality guy, right? He said that I had to do a pen lay set at the end of my normal traditional set. And of course I did it, you know, 100% I'm gonna do it. I'm never gonna miss out on what Jay tells me to do. And yeah, it completely and utterly smoked me, but it was amazing. And I was on one that session in terms of ranting. I rant probably more on MBW than I do on YouTube. So if you like it when I get a bit passionate about the way that I approach training and the way that some others maybe should look into, not saying that they should, but they maybe should look into, go to MBW. Even just sign up for a month, watch that video, and then you can leave if you don't like it. But that was a lot of fun. Burn. Burn. Okay, 2 sets on the prime row for lats, 2 sets for upper back. So nice and simple. Yes, I'm kind of hogging the machine a bit. I shouldn't be much longer than like 25 minutes maximum on here. And it's not too busy today, so I feel comfortable doing it. The benefit of this is that because my back's so torched from everything I've done so far, is I can put more of the load on this top peg, so load that stretch, and then because my back's fatigued already, it's tired, it drops off a little bit as I come into the contraction. So this is the perfect setup really, and I know some people don't like to do it like the lat movement on this single arm, but I really like it. I think it's really good as long as you set it up well. So yeah, 2 sets of both, and then we'll move on. Obviously the main difference is just where the arm's going. The upper back one is a bit wider, the lat one's a bit closer, but you all should definitely know that by now. I think everyone and their auntie knows the difference between lat and upper back now. Hey! Ah! Whew! Okay. All right, 1 myo rep set on the back extension. Again,
highly likely that none of you require this amount of erector work. It's just a passion of mine, erector training. I just love training the lower back, and I also want to have a pretty nasty lower back, so I want to do as much volume as I can recover from. I think the only limitation maybe right now is that my cross transfer from this session when I do hacks is not amazing. I think that I could probably be finding the hacks easier. Don't get me wrong, they're retaining, but I could probably find them easier if I didn't do as much lower back loading in this session, which is just like smarter programming. But for the leg press day, which is in not tomorrow but the next day, that's easy. I don't find that even if my lower back's a little bit sore, not sore, but you know, worked in a good way, so my lower back recovery is very fast. Even if it is a bit taxed, the leg press will still go fine. So I am contemplating just leg pressing for the rest of prep, but I'm aware that I definitely get a bit more glute out of the hack alongside quads than I do just the leg press is mostly quads. And I don't really want to, I'm really happy with how my glutes are looking, basically. So I don't really want to drop that off. So I might just drop out some of the lower back stuff in this session when it's before hacks. That would be my next move. If you've got one of these machines, just a few cues on setup for guys and girls that want to use it. It's a good movement for two things. One is erectors, and two is maybe it has a bit of utility for glutes, but two different setups or cues. For lower back, for the erectors, what you want to do is you want to have this, so it brings your knees just above your hips, so you get a good stretch through the back pad, and then you want to lead with your spine. So you want to literally like let the movement be led with your spine, okay? So imagine just lean back, okay? But don't cue any sort of like big pressure into the pad, all right? Leave that. Just cue with the spine. If you want glutes, then press hard down into the platform with your heels, and you'll get a good bit of glute and lower back. If you're going glute and lower back, you'll be able to go much heavier. If you're going for just lower back, I recommend going lighter and not chasing sort of super heavy sets here, especially if you've already done a hip hinge. All right, finishing off with some pullovers and some abs. Hopefully I can do the abs on the Bravo because it's a much better setup. But I'll start with one set here. I just prefer to do them facing away from the cable because it just gives me some support. But I can do them facing in as well, it's not too much of a drama. Oh, wow. This superset has like your upper lat teres on fire, because you get some teres still by holding the attachment for the crunches. All right, job done. Basically back and hamstrings. No biceps, no rear delts. They're tomorrow. And that's been working so well. So back and hamstrings done. 4 weeks out. Feeling awesome, feeling mega. As mega as I can do, don't get me wrong. Still tough at points, but I'm feeling good. So I hope you enjoyed this. Comment below dense if you watch the whole thing. Let's hope I look dense on stage, because otherwise all this is worthless. So yeah, thank you to Alex as always, coming out on the weekend and recording. He's a hustler too. And yeah, guys, guys and girls, we will stay in touch. Keep following the vlogs. This will be the last video that me and Alex do before you see the show day masterpiece that he's going to create. So looking forward to that. Speak soon, guys.